What's up and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Sabrina and I would love it so much if you would subscribe. Today's video is going to be one that I've talked about me making for the last couple of weeks, honestly. I just haven't had the time or the energy to do so, but I'm finally getting around to doing that. Before we get into the topic though, I do want to set a trigger warning for you guys. We are going to be talking about mental health and suicide is going to be mentioned in this video. If that is not something that you guys can handle, I completely understand. I will catch you guys in my next video. I want to make sure that that is known up front so that you're not getting too overwhelmed. So if you guys do not know, I'm currently 17 weeks pregnant with my first child, and I'm not dealing with it so much now, but at the beginning of my first trimester, I was dealing a lot with my mental health. And during this process, I felt really guilty. I still feel really guilty, to be honest with you guys. I didn't know how to express that. Thankfully, I have a really good support system who I don't feel judgment from, and I was able to reach out to those people, but being open and vulnerable about this online made me feel really scared. And I'm a very open person. I want to share my journey and I want to share the things that I'm going through with you guys so that if you're experiencing it, you know that you're not alone. But this is not something that people talk about, and so I was really scared and I was really confused and thinking that I was the only one who felt this way. I know that every pregnancy is different, but I'm going to be speaking obviously from my personal experience because that's really all I have to go off of. Before getting pregnant, I dealt with mental health issues. I have been diagnosed with anxiety, and I do believe that I have struggled with depression in the past before. I've never been clinically diagnosed up until recently, but what I'm feeling when I was diagnosed recently is what I was feeling before. So it's all kind of the same thing. But when you get pregnant, your body's obviously going through hormonal changes. So you're already dealing with a roller coaster of emotions. And with me already having an onset of mental health issues, it was problematic. Not to mention, I stopped taking my anxiety medicines the moment I found out I was pregnant. I stopped taking literally all my medicines cold turkey the moment I found out I was pregnant. And so everything came and hit me like a brick. My first trimester was very difficult. I was really sick. And I have had, the way that I can explain it is whenever I had my car accident, I remember feeling like there was no hope. Like there was no getting out of where I was at in that point. So for me to put it into example for the pregnancy, I remember laying in bed feeling so sick and so nauseous and just praying that I would get sick so that I could get rid of the feeling for just a little bit. And I remember thinking, this is how it's going to be for the rest of my life. I'm never going to not feel sick like this, and I can't continue to live like this. I remember telling my partner Jacob at one point that I felt like I was literally just surviving. Like I would wake up and pray that I could go back to sleep because when I was sleeping, I didn't feel sick. So I constantly just wanted to sleep because when I was sleeping, I didn't feel sick. But I couldn't sleep because I was getting sick all the time. And so it really became to weigh down on me. And there was a point whenever, right before I quit my job, I went into the emergency room because I hadn't been able to hold liquids down for 2 days. And I had to get fluids through an IV. And I went to the emergency room and I expressed to them that I was dealing with a lot mentally, not only physically too, but that she said that I needed to stay off work for a week because my body was giving me signs that I needed to slow down. So I had to take a week off of work. And I remember being in the emergency room. Once the nurse left, I just started crying. And because I felt like a failure. I felt like I was doing pregnancy all wrong. I felt like I was failing at this pregnancy thing because my pregnancy wasn't glorious and wonderful and I wasn't having a good time. And so I cried a little bit in the emergency room, but when we got home that night is when I really was like, Jacob, just come hold me, and I just bawled. My job did play a role in that. I did feel a lot of pressure to go into my job, and that put pressure on me because I was feeling so sick. And if you know me, then you know that I have a lot of anxiety around getting sick in public. So then I was having anxiety attacks at work, and it was just like a snowball of things. I started to be a little bit more open about me struggling with my mental health and me feeling the hopelessness that I was feeling. and people came into my DMs and tried offering me advice, but their advice was, you need to enjoy your pregnancy. Like, some people would love to be pregnant, and you just need to enjoy your pregnancy. So it made me feel really guilty because I felt like I can't be sad. I'm supposed to be enjoying this time of growing this human. I can't be sad. But I was sad. I was not having a good time. I was miserable in my first trimester. And I was conflicted because last time when I got really bad with my depression, I hid a lot of those feelings. I didn't talk about them. I put on a face so that everyone else around me thought that I was doing really, really well. But then when I was home alone in my bed or, whatever, I would just bawl. And I felt that hopelessness. Nobody around me would have known because I wasn't telling people. And so I promised myself when I had the breakdown last time that I would never get to that point again. And so I felt confliction because I felt like I am so grateful to be pregnant. Don't get me wrong, but I'm lying to myself if I say that this has been fun so far. Like, it's not fun to not be able to eat or drink and then be vomiting and feel sick all the time. That's not fun. And so another thing, one of the main reasons I booked an appointment with my therapist again was because when I first got pregnant, my body didn't feel like mine anymore. We're in a pandemic, so that plays into it a lot as well, but I felt like I wasn't allowed to talk to my friends. I felt like if I got invited to go to dinner with my friends, I wasn't allowed to go because my baby wouldn't like that. I didn't want to be sexual with my partner anymore because my baby wouldn't like that. And it's not my body anymore, it's my baby's body, and this body's housing my child. And so I no longer felt like Sabrina. I felt like somebody else, and I didn't feel like me. And then on top of dealing with going off my anxiety medicine, so that was throwing off my moods, and then being really sick and feeling that hopelessness, like it was never going to get better, it all just came back to bite me. And thankfully, like I said, I have a good support system, and so I can recognize the signs of when I'm starting to get bad again, and I know when to reach out, and I know that the people around me love and support me and won't judge me. But like I said, I started to be more open with this, and I do get met with a lot of unsolicited advice. I think unfortunately that's just part of being pregnant. If you don't want people to comment on it, then you just don't talk about it, because people will give you opinions literally about everything. Like today I got a comment about my pants being too tight and it hurt my baby when my pants aren't even that tight. But people are always giving opinions. So I forgot where I was going with that. See, this is pregnancy brain. So anyway, I started going to therapy, and my OBGYN did say that I could go back on my anxiety medicine. If you are someone who's struggling with mental health and you're taking your medicine, or you need to talk to your doctor about this, definitely consult with your doctor before you make any changes like that, because what I had read online was that my medicine was not actually okay for my baby, but it is. So talk to your doctor if you're struggling with that and want to get on medication. But I started doing talk therapy again with my therapist, and one thing that she said to me that has stuck out with me, and that I've told other pregnant women who have confided in me that they're going through a similar thing, is it is okay to not enjoy your pregnancy. It is okay to be so thankful and so grateful that you are growing a human and that you're getting to experience pregnancy, but it's okay if you don't like your pregnancy. I feel like we have the mindset that we have to love every second of pregnancy, and some people do. Some people have a great and wonderful pregnancy and they love every single moment of it, but there are some people who struggle, and there are people who have it worse than I do. I'm in my second trimester now and I'm starting to feel better. There are some people who have it way worse than I do. It is okay to say my pregnancy was really, really hard and I struggled a lot, and I felt like every day I was just in survival mode, but I am so grateful and so thankful for the beautiful child that it brought me. And I know looking back, well, I don't know, but I hope looking back that I will realize all of that brought me my beautiful baby, and when I see his or her little face, those things probably won't matter. But for me, I know I know me, and I know my struggles, and I know where I've been before. It helps me to talk about it. So I wanted to make this video to let you know you are not alone. A lot of women struggle with mental health in their pregnancy, and even after. We know postpartum depression is a very real thing. You are not a failure. You are not a failure at this. Every pregnancy is different, and it is okay if yours doesn't look like sunshines and rainbows and daisy flowers. It's okay. What matters is that you, one, surround yourself with a good support system of people who love and support you and that you can go to and vent and just have your feelings be heard. And if you don't have that, my inbox is always open, guys. I'm not going to judge you because I was there. And if somebody else says anything, tell them to go F themselves, because pregnancy is not easy. Not only is it physically exhausting, a lot of things are happening mentally, and it is okay to not be okay. So I just wanted to make this video to let you know that people don't talk about it. But if you are someone who's struggling with your mental health in pregnancy, you are not alone. It is okay to reach out, and if you don't have anyone in your life that you think will not judge you, my inbox is always open. You can find me on Instagram at heysabrinafaith. If you guys have anything that you want to add to the conversation, leave it in the description, or in the comments below. I am struggling really bad with remembering what I've said, and I want to make sure that my points get across. So if I have anything else that I want to say, I will leave it in a pinned comment in the comments below as well. But I love every single one of you, and if you are struggling, know that you're not alone and that you are not a failure at this. Everyone's pregnancy is different, and you got this, mama. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.